guys, welcome back. I want to get this this coin switch installed in Solar Fox and see if it works. Don't know if it's going to work. Reason being that I don't know if it's going to work or not is you have to hit the fire button to select player 1 or player 2. So basically, once you coin up the game, you move your joystick up and down, and then once you pick player 1 or player 2, you hit the fire button to start. So I'm hoping that by hitting the fire button first, it should give it a credit. Maybe if I hit it twice, I don't know. You know, if it gives it a credit or not. These switches you can adjust. I don't know what it's set at. So basically how it goes is this top one here is ground. Second one down is player 1 start. Third one is coin switch. Fourth one is player 2 start. Fifth one is +5. But they only require 5 volts if this is not getting more than 3 volts. So it says to hook it up without the +5 and see if it works. If it's not working, run a meter on it and see what your voltage is going to it. But I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work, because the problem is with this Solar Fox is the player 1 start is on the fire button. Okay. Also, that same color wire is on the high speed. So the high speed and the fire share the same wire. I don't know why. I ran my multimeter. So there's 2 fire and high speed buttons, one on each side. All 4 of them are yellow with a red stripe. And all 4 of them go into the harness, into the plug. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. This might not work for this application, but we're going to give it a shot. So I have my solder gun over by the game heating up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my player 1 start. And I don't know what I should do, because all 4 of these wires are tied to the player 1 fire. Do I just take a jumper wire that goes from here, loop it over to here, jump the 1 and 2 connector together? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I guess we could just plug in the player 1 we can do the ground, the player 1, which is going to be our fire button, and then we can hook up the coin switch to number 3 here and see what it does. That's really all I got. What I'm going to do is I'm going to splice into the wiring by the coin door. So I'm going to just strip back the casing, wrap a wire around the wire and solder it together. Because if it doesn't work, I'll just shrink wrap it or just electrical tape the little splice that I make in the cover. So let's go over there and we'll give it a shot. This is the plug right here. So that's the plug, and this is number 1. We'll call that number 1. And I'll just put a number 1 right here so we don't get disoriented. So let me go over there. I got to get a little flathead screwdriver. I should have everything else I need over there. We'll splice these couple wires together and we'll see what happens. I was wrong on the wiring. I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably, because it was dark over here, I didn't have the light. But this is actually a black and yellow wire. These are the fire wires. The blue and white stripe is the speed one. So the yellow and red are actually the grounds. So I was an idiot thinking that those were all connected, which didn't really make much sense to me. But okay, now I have it figured out. The yellow with the red stripe is ground. The blue is the speed. The black and yellow is the fire. So we need to tie into a black and yellow for the fire button, but that still means that I don't have a player 2 start, unless maybe I can use the speed one, the blue one. So let me go grab a couple pieces of wire. Let's just splice in the player 1 at first and we'll see what happens. Okay, I think I have everything I need over here. I'm going to keep with the original colors of the wires. So basically it looks like there's a brown and white stripe for the coin up. So we're going to use a brown wire. We're going to use the yellow wire for our ground. We're going to use we might not use this blue wire, but we'll use this black wire, which is going to go to the fire button. So we need to find the black and yellow stripe wire off of this harness here, which is right here. This is the black and yellow stripe. This is the fire button. I'm going to take my splicers here, or I guess you'd call, I don't know what you call it, strippers. And I just want to try to, just going to strip it back like that. So now that casing is moved and the bare wire is visible. So now we're going to take the black wire here, splice it, or do a pretty big, this is some pretty thick wire, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to wrap it around this. So by doing it this way, at least I'm not cutting the original wiring, just moving the casing, and I can always put it back. So that one's connected for now. I'm not going to solder anything until I know this is going to work. So I just got to make sure, try not to let anything really touch anything. This is our ground. Let's grab our little PCB here. Top one here, number 1 is ground. The wire's too long. Just cut it down. Turn off my solder gun for now. Okay, now we need a player 1 start, which is going to be our fire button, which is this black one. So that goes right next to the ground. Then we need the coin switch. And then we could test it and see if it's going to do anything. So now our coin switch is a brown wire that's coming off of this harness here. So need to find the brown wire, which is right here. I have to get it from the other side though, because of this black casing. So the brown and white stripe, I'll dig this out. Okay. And if this works, I'll just I put a little leg on this. I can just kind of screw it in back here. Nobody will even know it's in there. Okay. This is our third terminal here, center terminal. Now I got to plug the game in, turn it on, and we're going to see if it does anything. All right. Guess I can turn this control panel back around now, because I know the wire colors. Raise this tripod up. in, turn it on, and we'll see if anything happens. It's going to take a minute to warm up because I have not turned it on. Okay, so in all reality, if that's going to work and there is enough voltage, if I hit the fire button, it should recognize it as a credit. Okay, it recognized it as a credit. Problem is, it's only one person credit. Okay, so I wonder if I can change that so that it recognizes maybe one push on the fire button is 2 credits. So let me see if there's a dip switch setting on that to switch that. Let me just, okay, so I hit that fire button and it gave me credits. So now it's letting me do 2-player almost all the way. So this is going to be a little finicky because of this problem. I almost wonder if I should use the speed control button rather than the fire button, because you have to use the fire button to enter your initials. But you could use the fire button on here, you know. But I think maybe the speed control might be the better option. I don't know. I just don't know yet. Yeah, because every time you hit that fire, I'm going to have to use the speed control. Just makes more sense because the fire is used for too many other things. So if we can use the speed control, which that's an easy fix, I just undo the black wire and use the blue wire. But I need to see about the crediting of the coin. So I'm going to look that up real quick and then I'll come back. Okay, from what I've read on the dip switch number 2, the second dip switch setting, if it is in the on position, that is 1 credit for player 1, and then if you hit the player 2 button, it's 1 credit. So I wonder if I flip this to the off position. So I wonder if I turn this number 2 to off. If you turn number 2 off, if you hit the player 1 start, it gives you 2 credits. Okay, but I don't think that's enough still. Trying to think of how I can figure this out. Figures, this is the game that's going to be the hardest to use this thing on because of how it's done. Okay, all the credits have run out on the game from what was on there before. It's still hooked up to the fire button, so I'm going to hit the fire button once. I want to see what it does. Okay, it gave me 2 credits. Okay, but it automatically started a game, which is not right. So let me wait for this to die real quick. See, now when I put my initials in, you gotta hit the fire button. And now I just credited it too. So I don't want to do that because then I'm gonna have like 1,000 credits on this thing, you know, if people are playing it. So let's switch this to the speed control wire first, and then we'll see if that's gonna work. And then I'm just gonna have to make a little sign, or somebody's just gonna have to ask me how that works. Hopefully you guys can see what's going on here. I don't want to keep moving the tripod up and down too much, but I'll try to just lower it a little bit. Okay, let's try hooking up to, I turned the game off. Let's try hooking our black wire into the blue wire. So we got to make sure that we tape that little splice up. So this blue and white wire here is our speed control. So we'll just tie into that one and we'll retry this again. If this works, we can solder it up, and it's obviously coining up, so we do not need to add 5 volts to it. So if we can get this to work, because it's now going to send a double credit because we switched that dip switch setting. So if we can get this to work, I just need to solder those couple wires screw it into the cabin, and I think we'll be good. Turn off these lights here so I don't drown out the screen. Just turn it back on. And we'll see what we get here. I hope this works. Try to move this into position. It's not like I'm going to play it. Just want to see if it works. Okay, it already has, it put 2 credits on it. There's 4 credits on it still. It saved the credits. That sucks. So I'm going to go down to here and hit the fire button. That takes all 4 credits because it's player 2 with a bunch of lives. It's a 2-player game with a bunch of lives. So what I want to do is just kill myself. This is going to take a second because unfortunately the game saved all its memory, or it wasn't off long enough or what, but it saved its credits. So I'm just gonna die here. Are you kidding me? I didn't know you could do that. Interesting. I got a lot of lives to kill because it's on the one with more lives. Still have like 4 lives, 5 lives. Oh, when they're yellow, you can kill them. Interesting. See that? I'm learning more stuff. Three more lives on each of them now. Sorry, it's a little boring. I probably should have stopped the video and killed it, but that's all right. This isn't going to be a really long video anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, there's 1 more player, 1 life left, and there's still 2 on player 2. I got to keep that in mind, that when they're yellow, you can kill them. Okay, player 1's dead. Okay, it isn't saving. Oh yeah, it did save my high score from the other night, 19,000 something. 19,600, I think it was. Oh yeah. Go figure. Come on, come back to life. Okay, now we have 0 credits in the bottom of the screen. I don't know if you see that little 0. Yep, 0 at the bottom, so there's nothing on there. So basically what happens is it saves the high score down here. 19,060 was my high the other day. And then what it does above it is that's just your daily scores, high scores. So now let's try hitting the speed control button. That gave us 2 credits, but it automatically went into a game. Why? Why? Went into a 1-player game automatically. That's what I was afraid was going to happen. I don't want to drill a hole in this cabinet or in the coin door and put a button. I really don't want to. See, it still has 1 credit, so it's probably automatically going to start a game. No, it's not going to start it. But if I hit this speed control, see? It automatically starts the game, even with the speed control button. I mean, the thing works great. It's crediting up and everything. Just don't know what to do. I know what to do. I think I know what to do. I wonder if I hook it up to the player 2 start. That would give me 4 credits. But problem being, is it still going to start a 1-player game, or is it going to let me select what player I want to, you know, how many people I want to play? So this black wire is hooked up to player 1. Let's swap it to player 2 and just see if anything else happens. See if anything different, because when you hit the player 2, because I have that dip switch moved, it's going to give you 4 credits right off the bat. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, because I have this set for 50-cent play through this little coin board. Because if the switch is in the on position, or if it's in the on position, yes. If it's in the on position, it gives you 1 credit per play. If it is in the off position, it gives you 2 credits per person. So, all right. So right now it's flashing. It has 2 credits in it currently. So let's just kill these guys again. But luckily I have it only on 3 guys. So let's just kill these guys. I kind of want to do this on camera so you can see. Get an idea what's going on here. Go figure. Last guy for player 1. Okay, player 2 is the last guy here. It sucks because they don't make a free play chip for this board. Nobody developed one or anything. All right, so now I have 0 credits in the machine. So if I come and hit speed control, it gave me 4 credits, but it only started player 1. So this isn't going to work. So I guess my only other option is I'm going to have to put a credit button in the coin door to get this to function correctly. Because now it has 3 credits left, and it's probably just going to start another single player game. It's not, oh, this time it gives you the option, but you're a credit short. So if I need a 4th credit to play the player 2 with all the ships, if I hit this, it's giving me the credits, but it's going to start a 1-player game again. So I'm kind of screwed there. I'm going to have no choice but to drill a little hole in the coin door and put a little button. I mean, I've had to do it on a few games. I mean, it is what it is. I can weld. I mean, I'm not worried about that. I can fix the coin door. As you can see, like on Operation Wolf, I had to put this little button right here, and that coins it up. And I also did it on my pole position. So I guess it's not the end of the world. I was just hoping not to do it. See, I put a little one right here on pole position. I can take that coin door off and weld that hole back in. So I guess I'm not going to have a choice. I'm going to have to do that on this one. That board's not going to work for this game. I will save it for another game. So I need to just, I'm just going to electrical tape those 3 wires that I spliced, because I don't want to cut the wires and then heat shrink tube it. So I'm just going to go ahead and yank that off. I'm going to turn the game off. And then we'll come back. I'll drill a hole for a button. We'll get that installed, and then we'll just run 2 wires over to the coin mech, and we will just solder them onto that. So let me go get this taken apart, tape those wires up, and then I'll come back. Okay, we're going to have to drill a hole here. All those wires are taped back up. I have my little vacuum here so I can suck up the debris so I don't get metal all over the floor. We're going to use this yellow and brown wire still. I have to use a regular drill bit and then a step drill bit to get to the size that I need. I guess I'm just going to drill a hole right here and we'll tie it in. You know, I mean, it's not a horrible thing. I mean, most people are ever going to, if anybody else ever owns this game, it's not like they're going to want to put coins in it, and they can, you know what I mean? And also, you can disconnect this, or you can weld it in. Jeez. still gotta hook this up. I'm gonna have to grab a lock so I can put that slam switch on there. Now we gotta step drill this until we get to the size we need. This might take a little bit. It does kind of bother me drilling a hole in this door. I know that they sell some cheap things that you can put on here, but I'm not doing that. I was looking for my smaller step drill bit, but I don't know where I put it. It's out in the shop. Gotta be getting close to the size here. Yeah, I'm real close. I want it to be a tight fit. Perfect. That looks good. Put our washer on and our nut. Okay, let me vacuum this a little bit up real quick. Got most of it, I'll get the rest afterwards. So now I need to solder on our yellow and brown wire. And it doesn't matter which terminal it goes to. I'm going to tin the wire. Hopefully the camera, you can see what I'm doing here. Sometimes this old solder, you got to put new solder onto it. I don't know if that's the flux that's stuck to it that causes that or what it is. Oxidation probably makes the most sense. Okay, get to the brown wire now. Wire is definitely a little on the thick side. we'll get this done. I'll go grab a lock. We'll put the lock on, and then we'll turn it on. I'm sure it should work just fine. Then, you know what I mean, you get 1 credit per push. You want 2 players with all the ships. Then you, I'm not worried about this carpet. I'm chanking it out anyways. You know, if you want 4 credits, you just hit the button 4 times. So you can get all 4 ships. Or all 4, 2 players with the most ships. That's what I'm trying to say. Spilled solder on my pants. Yeah, worry about it later. Sort of a pain to solder like this. Okay. I'm going to take these 2 wires and kind of tuck them back here out of the way. And cut them down to length. Don't want them to be real long. These plastic switches, you got to be real careful with. They will melt really quickly. So you don't want to keep the solder on it for a long time. The solder gun, it'll actually start the metal terminal will start to become loose inside the housing. So I'm gonna try to shove most of these wires through the hole. They're not all gonna fit because it's too thick a gauge, but we'll get most of them through there. We'll get them spun around it. Should have grabbed some thinner wire, but I just didn't. Okay. Really got to work quickly. It's not going to be the prettiest looking. As long as we get solder around those wires to hold them to that terminal, that's all that matters. Oh boy. All right, we're tight. So let me go grab a lock. We'll get the lock put in. These wires are kind of short. Okay, go get the lock. That's kind of crappy. What the heck is wrong with that? It's on right. There we go, sneaks behind there. Okay, let me go grab a lock. Turn off the solder gun. back on here. After this, I'm done with Solar Fox. I'm just waiting on that instruction decal for behind the control panel. And I probably won't video me sticking it on there. I'll probably just do a final video of it on there. A little loose. Bend that in a little bit. Too tight. Okay, we got a lock. So let's turn this on. See what it does. Should work just fine. Plug it in, I'll turn it on, then we'll adjust the tripod. I cleared all the credits that were on it, so that should help. I still have to look at the Satan's Hollow, because that wasn't saving high scores. Okay, so now if I hit my credit button down here, 1 credit, 2 credits, 3 credits, 4 credits. Okay, we're good to go. It is what it is. It doesn't look horrible. This is what it looks like. Not the end of the world. Everything else still looks really nice on it. So, all right, guys, that's going to end this video. This is pretty much the end of Solar Fox. Other than I'll just do an end video. Maybe we'll do a playing video. We'll play the game after I put the decal on. And then that's it. This one's done. I want to get Bubbles wrapped up next. And then after that, I want to get to Stargate, because Stargate will be my last Williams game that I have that needs restored. And at that point, all my Williams row will be done. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. I definitely recommend that 1-up little circuit board. It does work. There's nothing wrong with it. This just happens to be one of those games that doesn't have a player 1 and a player 2 start. Didn't think about it when I ordered it. Didn't even dawn on me that that could be a problem. So keep that in mind if you guys want them. They're like 20 bucks. They're not expensive at all. So it's a good thing to have. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys later.